Hola, clase. Vamos a hablar de la hora en español. Bien. So we're going to talk about how to tell time. And some people find telling time in Spanish confusing. But I tend to think most of the time this is because they're not real great at telling the time in English. Okay? We're going to go through this little by little. Then we're going to go over the ones you tried earlier on your daily spark and see how close you got. All right, to tell time in Spanish, you say es la una if it's a 1 o'clock time. And you say son las and a number if it is more than 1 o'clock, because 1 is considered singular. It is. If it's more than 1, they consider it plural. They are 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And then if there's minutes after it, you put E. You put E and then the number of minutes in Spanish. So you could say 22. You could say 34, whatever it is. So let's look at this example in Spanish. Es la una, it's 1, and media. Media means 30. Okay? Son las dos, it's 2, and y 15. And if you remember from your new chart, 15 is 15. Okay? To tell what time something is at, you do es there's that for at, if you remember the que hora. La if it's 1 o'clock, las if it's more than 1 o'clock, and then the time. That hashtag isn't just for the internet, it also means number. It's at 1:20. So we would say es it's 1 o'clock, so we're going to say la. Una. And then we have minutes, so we're going to say e. And then the number of minutes is 20. It's at 4:10. Es well, 4 is more than 1, so we're going to do las. 4 is cuatro. Y. 10 is diez. Okay. Bien. To give the hour, you just use the number. To give the minutes, you use E, and then whatever your number is in Spanish. To say 30, use E media. And you'll notice this was on your vocab sheet. So if you have that handy, you can go back on there and you can put either 30 like this for time, or you could put the fancy way to say it, it's half past. Okay? We don't say half past very often in English, but we do still say a quarter after. Quarter after is 15 minutes. So you might hear someone say a quarter after. They're saying it's 15 minutes or quarter of an hour, 1/4 of an hour. So you use e cuarto. And again, if you want to go back to your vocab list and write the ... 15 or quarter after, you can. Repeat the cuarto. Cuarto. Good. Now, the other thing you can do with time. Now, I'm going to explain this. And I do want you to fill it in. But if this confuses you, and I cannot stress this enough, if this confuses you, you don't ever need to do it. You can ignore it. And you will most of the time be fine. Don't try to do this if this is confusing you. Okay? In English, we sometimes say it's 10 till 3, or it's 20 till 5, or it's a quarter till 4. We say the time before the next hour. In Spanish, you reverse this. You say the hour, so in this case, 3, menos, meaning minus and then the minutes. So you would say son las 3 menos 10. So, as another example, if it was 4:45, and instead of saying 4:45, I wanted to say it is a quarter till 5. I can say two different ways. I could do son las 5 for 5 menos, and we know quarter of an hour is equal to 15 minutes, so I could say menos 15. 5 o'clock minus 15 minutes. I could also do son las 5 menos, and instead of saying 15, 15, I could say quarter of an hour, which is cuarto. Okay? And that's all there is to it, folks. Don't make it more complicated than that. If you have questions, pregúntame. Otherwise, buena suerte. Adios.